Product creation. Compiling content to create something unique. Now, another good way to make PLR content really unique is by compiling multiple pieces of content. Now, you can do this in multiple ways. This includes adding your own existing content to PLR content, compiling multiple pieces of PLR content, and adding in your own content and compiling multiple pieces of PLR content. So let's take a look at these ideas separately. First, add your existing content to PLR content. Now, you probably have some really good content that you created at some point. You can add this content to PLR content to create something entirely new. Now check out these ideas. Content you used in the past. If, for example, you might have a bonus report that you used to give away alongside a paid product, but you no longer do so. Now, if it's relevant to your current package, you can compile all or part of it with PLR content to create something new. Another idea is content you are currently using. For example, maybe you have a blog post that include information that's perfect for your package. Go ahead and add them in, provided they are your posts and not someone else's guest posts. Now, content you never used. Perhaps you created a piece of content that you later decided not to use. Or perhaps you began working on a big piece of content, such as an ebook, but didn't finish it. Or whatever the reason is, you can put this unused content to work to make your PLR content more unique. Just take note, if you are using a piece of content that's outdated, be sure to rewrite it in order to update it before you compile it with the PLR content. Number 2, compile multiple pieces of PLR content. Now, the second method is to combine multiple pieces of PLR content in order to create something entirely new. Now, let me share with you a few examples of ways to do this just to get you brainstorming. Compile multiple smaller pieces of content. For example, you might compile a set of 10 articles to create a report. Compile multiple excerpts. For example, you might pull excerpts out of 3 or 4 ebooks to create a report. Also, compile a mix and match of content. For example, you might use a couple articles, an excerpt from a report, and a video transcript to create a course. Now, those are just a few ideas to get you thinking. This strategy is only limited by your imagination. Number 3, combine these methods. Now, here start with a piece of PLR content. Add other pieces of PLR content and then add in your own existing content as well. So keep these tips in mind. Update outdated or non-evergreen content. So this applies to both your own content as well as the PLR content. Now, freshen the content. So if you are using some of your old content, then refresh it with new tips, tricks, and ideas. Next, create new introductions and conclusions. Now, these new passages should reflect what's inside the newly compiled content. In addition, create transitions. Now, when you compile multiple pieces of PLR content, it is usually not going to read smoothly. That's why you need to add in transitional statements. Say, for example, now let's look at the next step. Here's another tip. Let me share a story. Here's another good way to do it. Now let's switch gears. Now it's your turn. So for your action steps, your task is to continue working on your PLR content in order to make it unique, add value, and do what's necessary to create your package.